we will get to hear about these solutions and the problems that they can solve. For solutions in the previous series, you may check them out in isolation.sg as displayed on the screen. Now I would like to introduce Ms. Sharon Teo to kickstart this part of the webinar. Ms. Teo is the chairperson of SGTech Singapore Enterprise Chapter. The chapter comprises of local SMEs who are in the business of solving customers' issues with digital tools. Over to you, Ms. Teo.
Thank you, Shunang. Hi, everybody. This is Sharon. Yeah, quick introduction about Singapore Enterprise Chapter, SEC. SEC prioritizes local tech-enabled businesses to grow within and beyond Singapore. Our mission is to help local companies strategize and evolve their capabilities by connecting to an ecosystem of like-minded entrepreneurs and resources for future success. In this community effort to help SMEs and startups in Singapore, SEC embarks on this solution toolbox to showcase some of the off-the-shelf solutions and services companies to help our SMEs survive the current crisis and transform their business for the future. So today we will be showcasing some of the companies, partner companies and our member companies. And there will be 3 companies, and I'll hand over to Chun Leong for the introduction and the brief on this session, and I'll come back to you guys later at the Q&A session. Thank you. Over to you, Chun Leong.
Thank you, Ms. Teo. Today's solution toolbox will be special. We'll be featuring 3 speakers on the topic of business leadership. Firstly, Opie from Be Known, presented by Santosh. Dashboard Lab from Perceptive Consulting, presented by Joanna. Apart from adopting digital solutions, SME leaders can also look towards upgrading themselves in this pandemic. Dion from Talent Plus will elaborate more about Climb program. If you have any questions regarding the solution being presented, please feel free to share them in the Q&A panel and specify the solution and company name in your questions if it is directed towards particular solution. So let's get started on today's solution toolbox. Over to you, Santosh from Be Known.
Thank you, Chun Leong, and thank you, SGTech, for this amazing invitation for Be Known to share about our latest brand and our latest product that's called Opie. So Opie is a crowdsourcing and engagement tool for leaders in the isolation economy. We are completely redesigning and developing a completely new architecture for how engagement and conversations are conducted with employees and other stakeholders. This is our crowdsourcing and engagement tool for leaders in the isolation economy. The problem that we're trying to solve is that of decreased engagement, of employees not feeling that they're listened for their ideas, and for employees who expect to have a voice in their companies. So this is a global problem of very low engagement or employee engagement. And these figures are pre-COVID figures. With the advent of COVID, what we realize is there's a decrease in face-to-face conversations, and now leaders have less opportunity to assess what their employees are thinking and feeling based on their facial expressions and their body language. And this is a big problem for leaders in terms of how they're engaging their employees. So employee engagement is a problem that this tool is directed towards. How can our employees be heard in the isolation economy before frustrations such as what we see in Glassdoor for Singtel and IBM escalate? This is a clear problem that we're trying to address, which is, can we nip issues in the bud when it comes to employees' concerns or employees' voices not being heard in the company? And especially with a COVID era, how can we now engage our employees if they're not face-to-face with us and we can't see body language or facial expressions? Is there a new way of engaging employees in this new isolation economy? So Opie is a digital town hall, a digital engagement tool that does 3 things. It first is a pulse check with your employees that is both top down and bottoms up. Traditional surveys are created only with the blind spots and the biases of employers or leaders. This tool allows employees to have a voice in the way the survey questions are constructed, and these survey questions are crowdsourced from employees and can be voted on by other employees. This tool allows your employers or your leaders to have a very quick snapshot of what your employees are thinking and feeling in different opinion groups. And then we have a summary table that allows you to understand the sentiments of your employees in a nutshell, with your top 3 statements that people have a consensus on and the top 3 most divisive statements. So this is Opie, which is a completely new revolutionary tool for employee engagement and stakeholder engagement in this new isolation economy. Beyond just a tool for engagement and conversation, this tool delivers actionable insights for decision making. And this decision matrix that OP offers allows leaders to cluster the statements and the conversations in a 2-dimensional matrix like this, where you can understand where are the issues that are common ground or consensus issues and which are the issues that are the most divisive. So you can see I'm hovering my mouse over the most divisive issue in a recent poll that we conducted for the Institute of Policy Studies. And this was the statement that most Singaporeans were divided on. So this allows the leaders and the senior managers to quickly find out what your employees are thinking and feeling, which are the issues that are uniting your employees and which are polarizing or dividing your employees. Nip the issues in the bud by addressing the root causes early before any follow-on engagement, and find new ways of doing things. Be surprised by how you can excel further as a leader. This tool allows you to allocate resources according to the different buckets that we have colored. So we have 5 different colored buckets where you can then focus your attention on the more divisive issues and less on the issues that you have consensus on. So this is a decision matrix that allows leaders to move beyond just engaging and having conversations, but to have actionable insights and make good decisions for the future of the company. This is how the typical engagement process with OP looks like. You have a problem that is probably complex, divisive, or polarizing in nature. Run a poll or a question in a virtual town hall with all your employees you're staying at home, find out what they're thinking and feeling, and this will challenge your leaders' assumptions, your leaders' biases, and your leaders' mental models, and engage your employees better on common ground statements that unite your organization. OP is offering a free trial poll for your first OP deployment. So contact us for a free demonstration. We will help you curate and organize the entire employee engagement survey or employee climate survey for free for your first deployment. Contact us. You can scan the QR code that is here, or you can send me a WhatsApp on my mobile number, email me at santosh@op.live and see the current engagements or polls that we have conducted on op.live. Thank you very much, Chun Leong, and I'll be more than happy to address your answers or queries later on in the question and answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh. Next, we have Joanna from Perceptive Consulting sharing with us Dashboard Lab.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna from Perceptive Consulting. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank SGTech for the opportunity to share today. Now, I'm sure that many of you have had the experience of trying to find a piece of data, searching everywhere to look for it. And you've also been thinking about perhaps how to adopt a new data solution after Ken shared just now. So today I'm here to share with you how dashboards can help you to transform your decision-making process. Okay, so here's an outline of what I'll be sharing today. First of all, how can data analytics analytics help you to make better decisions in challenging times. Next, I'll be sharing a case study with a retail dashboard. And thirdly, we'll share some of our packages. Okay, so what do we do in Perceptive Consulting? Okay, we do project-based data analytics to provide a one-stop solution for you to meet your business needs. So our services includes data synthesis, dashboard building, and forecasting. And our aim is to make the data accessible for everyone in your company so that you can make a better decision, especially in challenging times like this. We've also been appointed as the Bain External Advisor by Bain & Co. Dubai to support their research and analysis work in the Middle East. So you must be wondering, Joanna, why do I need data analytics? Is it only for companies with big data, right? So first of all, I think all of you here as business owners collect data in some form, whether it's in a system, whether it's in a Word document, or even in a physical notebook. And it would really help to have all your data in one place to help you to make a decision, to help you to save time and cost so that you don't have to search all over the place. So if you build a dynamic dashboard with all the important information in one place, all the people in your company, all the teams can then come together and view this data and make important decisions together. Finally, making a data-driven decision is especially crucial in challenging times like this to maximize your returns on investments. So how can we help you to build your first dashboard? First of all, we can help you to review and organize the data that you have and help you to build a robust database. Secondly, we can help you to track your different key indicators, put them together into one dashboard, and help you to monitor your sales, your stock inventories, and whichever other requirements that you have. Thirdly, with all the existing data that you have, we can help you to do a forecasting model to support your decision making for the future. So we will analyze your historical data if you have perhaps a few years of data and provide key insights for you as well. Okay, now let me just run through a business problem based on our client's dashboard. Okay, so our client is a sole distributor for a skincare company in the US, and they have actually found, interestingly, that their profits increased during the circuit breaker, even though their 3 physical stores are closed. So we know that everyone has been doing a lot of online shopping during this time, right? Yeah, so the management needs to decide now which physical stores to close down and which product orders to prioritize because the peak season is coming up in the end of the year. So how can we help them? We propose to use the dashboard to present the different profits across the different locations and help them to make a decision on which outlet to close, right? So if we look at the potential cost savings, it's up to $6,000 a month just based on rent alone. And these cost savings can then be diverted to marketing efforts, especially digital marketing, for other more profitable products. The dashboard will also provide access to live data for all the users, which would help them to be able to monitor KPIs, sales targets, as well as stock inventories to make decisions for strategy as well as operations. Okay, let's take a look at the dashboard. Okay, now on the left, we have the sales distribution. Okay, so this is across the different outlets, right? And if you look at this section here, we can see clearly that one of the outlets has the lowest sales, and we can monitor it over the different time periods using the time slider below. Now on the right, we are looking at the profits distribution. And again, you can see that the section in yellow has the lowest profits across all the locations. So using this, the management can clearly see that they may potentially want to close this particular outlet, and this can translate to a lot of cost savings in terms of rent because the profits are so low. Okay, this is the KPI section. So we are looking at the sales targets. Okay, let's look at the filter. This is the product category A in the year 2019. So over the year 2019, product category A has consistently met their sales targets. In fact, the sales have been increasing across the year. And this may lead to a decision to perhaps increase the orders for this particular product category, and maybe even increase their marketing for this segment and to reduce the marketing for other segments. It could also show that their marketing efforts have been successful for this product. Okay, this is a section of the dashboard that has been requested by the client because they have an existing stock inventory that is quite complex and they would like us to simplify it for them. So we have put it into a report card format where they can just do filtering by the different product categories and at one glance see the total quantity that's available across the outlets so that they can see which products they need to order in the future. Okay, so now I'll just share with you our packages. So first of all, we are offering a free consulting call for everyone here to discuss your business requirements. You can just drop us an email and we will be happy to speak with you about your needs. Secondly, we have a dashboard-led package at $500 per dashboard. This would include the setting up of the database with automatic updates to be linked to the dashboard, and also, of course, the dashboard with all the key indicators that you need for reporting and decision making. Okay, next, for the data synergy package is for those of you who have perhaps a lot of data that you feel you would like to organize, you would like us to clean it, process it, and put it together into a database. We will first need to assess your data quality and quantity before we can quote. Okay. Finally, for those of you who have a lot of historical data that you want us to use for forecasting, you can also contact us and we will assess the data quality and quantity as well before we give you a quote. So please feel free to contact us at info@perceptive.sg, and I'm happy to answer any other questions at the end of the session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joanna, for sharing on Dashboard Lab. Before we share on the next solution, a gentle reminder to start sending in your questions for Q&A session later. Next, Dion from Talent Plus will share with us Climb Program for Leadership. Dion, please.
Thank you so much, Shangman. And I wanted to first introduce myself. My name is Dion. I'm the founder and CEO of Climb by Talent Plus. Thank you, SGTech, for this amazing opportunity. Let me start off with some bad news. I'm sure you all know about what's happening, but I just wanted to give you some highlights of the severity of the current situation, particularly to SME. You know, the forecast is looking grimmer and grimmer in the next 12 months. You know, F&B industry is getting the hardest. And many F&B business, they're thinking about, can they survive, you know, in the next 6 to 12 months with their financial reserves. And a lot of people have said that, you know, today's situation with the pandemic is worse than SARS, and also worse than 2008 and 2009 during the Great Recession. So how do we navigate these unprecedented times? And, you know, for us, we felt that in order to pivot, in order to change, in order to, you know, navigate, you know, be nimble in the next 12 months, it starts with you, meaning all of you, you know, in the webinar who are a business leader. And I think, you know, I really enjoyed the speaker today. I think it's a great example of, you know, change or bringing care to your employee. It starts with leadership. And when we look at what brings result, you know, this is an interesting survey saying that leadership self-awareness has the highest impacts in terms of results in work performance, managerial excellence, even decision quality, team coordination. If you think about a lot of teams are working from home, and conflict management. You know, how do we bring harmony? How do we bring team morale together? And it starts with leadership assessment. And also, you know, a lot of you, you know, have great technical background, you know, or skills or even IQ, but emotional intelligence, self-awareness is twice as important as technical skills and cognitive skills. So over at Climb, we actually have built a program, is a training program with 5 modules. So Climb is an acronym that stands for 5 modules that starts with self-discovery for leaders, or, you know, self-awareness for leaders. And the goal of the program is to help SME leaders in this particular challenging time to recalibrate their strengths, really bring out what they're good at, and also sharpening their toolbox to navigate the unknown. It starts with constructing your talent, understand about yourself, and then how do you express your leadership, you know, managing team in these challenging times. Innovate module is about how do you think outside of the box in terms of rethinking about business model, and then digital brand. You know, a lot of businesses are putting their brand digitally. You know, how do you navigate that and scale your business? And then lastly is, you know, how do you financially manage your business in the next 6 to 12 months? So these are the 5 modules that are offered by Climb. Now, I wanted to emphasize that the modules that we offer, it's all practical learning, because we know that when we design the program, SME business leader don't want to come in and learn about theory. So we always emphasize that you can learn, a couple of tools that you can implement, on Monday morning when you go back to the office. Wanted to share with you a few testimonials from our SME leaders. A lot of people said that they came, they learned, they rediscovered themselves. One of the key story that I've always resonated with me is one of the leaders said that, they've always looked for that leader, but after they've come to Climb, they know that they are that leader. So it provides a lot of clarity and provide a lot of confidence for you as a leader. How do you move forward? And I think it's particularly important during this challenging time. As far as Climb, our program is funded by SkillsFuture. So, it's 90% funded if you are an employee or the owners, come in when you are under the SME sponsor. These are different tracks that we offer in the next 2 months. The leadership class is almost full, but you can come in digital branding or monetize. And if you'd like to have more information or even take a demo of the assessment to see what does this look like, feel free to scan this QR code or WhatsApp Gitra, who's in my team, and then we'll be able to provide you with more information. And that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have heard from all our speakers. We hope their input will help make our work life a little bit better during this period. We have now come into our Q&A segment, but before that, I would like to invite everyone to participate in the post-webinar survey. The survey is important to help us to create initiatives that are relevant and better represent businesses like yourself. You'll see this QR code on the screen. Please scan this code to access the form, or alternatively, when you click on Leave Meeting, Zoom will redirect you to our survey form as well. Next, we have another webinar coming up on cloud native, cloud architecture, and cloud computing. In the second installment of the Cloud Appreciation series, we aim to explain the jargons, enable you to hear firsthand from businesses that have successfully adopted cloud, connect you with the relevant support ecosystem for your cloud adoption journey. Do scan the QR code on the right for more information on our second Cloud Appreciation series. So now let's go into Q&A. I would like to remind all participants to use the Q&A function to post your questions. Ms. Sharon Teo will facilitate this session. Ms. Sharon Teo, please.
Thank you, Shin Leong. Hi, everyone. I'm back again. So first question I have from Shabana. This is a question for Perspective Consulting, Joanna. Before our SME can adopt a data-driven practice, what is the biggest challenge most SMEs may face? So would you like to take this question, Joanna?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I think one of the biggest challenges that SMEs face is perhaps gaps in their data or inconsistency. So when they collect data, sometimes it's all free text. So when we try to organize the data, it can be very messy. So what we can do is to help them to clean it. We'll do cleaning of the data and helping them to organize it. Yeah. Another thing is, of course, no time. They have no time to maintain it, and then they will feel that, oh, we don't have the tech expertise to do that. But what we can do is to help to make it more hassle-free for you by automating the processes as much as we can, so that the data is automatically fed into the dashboard. You don't have to keep going back to maintain it and so on. Yeah.
Okay. So so this is the next question I have for Santosh. We have certain survey solutions like SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, or even Type Forms that some of us have regularly used to probably conduct some employee surveys. So can you maybe share with us how is this Opie engagement survey different from some of these solutions that we already have been using? Santosh?
Thank you for that wonderful question, Sharon. And we totally agree with you. We have studied the competitors in the market, and we're designing a solution that's completely different, actually, and that's solving a very unique problem. So there are three key differences that OP offers. in comparison to traditional surveys that are offered by platforms like SurveyMonkey or Google Forms. So the first key differentiator is the fact that Opie is a co-created or emergent survey. So in traditional surveys, the survey questions are designed only by the designers or the creators of the survey. The audience or the participants have no say in contributing survey questions that other participants can vote on. Whereas in OP, we are called an emergent survey in that the survey questions are contributed by both the survey organizers and the survey participants, and all these statements can be voted on by all members of the public. So this is one key differentiator, which is co-creation of survey questions, and thus it reduces the biases and the blind spots, the cognitive blind spots that leaders have when they're designing such surveys. So this is the first differentiator, the fact that this is an emergent or co-created survey. The second is that this survey is entirely designed for an Asia-Pac audience. And so we have made sure this is completely inclusive and colorblind, and it's very easy for participants to vote on. So we have mastered the art of designing surveys at a far superior quality than any other entrants in the market. The third differentiator is the level or the breadth and depth of analytics that we offer. So we cluster both participants and the statements in a way that allows you to distill actionable insights to make good quality and quantitative decisions. So the level of analytics that we offer is far superior than anything that's out there in the market. So we offer a far greater breadth and depth of analytics features for our clients. So those are the three key differentiators or unique selling points of OP. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Santosh. Okay, this is a question for Dion Putri. For climb, will I be able to bring my team into the course as a leader? And will I also be able to understand their characters in addition to understanding my own character? Dion, please.
In fact, we would recommend you to bring your team because you added another dimension. Not only you learn about yourself, but you'll be able to learn about your team strengths, you know, how each of you complement each other, a better understanding, building trust, and also appreciation. So actually we have many companies that they bring their entire team. So everybody that comes to our class, for the leadership class, they will go through our profiling tools. So they will learn about, you know, the team talent.
Okay, and just another question added on by Putri. What are some of the leadership tools I can immediately implement, I mean, in such a crisis time that you'll be teaching in the course?
Yeah, some of the tools that you can immediately implement include, you know, how do you select the right individual? Now, you know, we talked about work from home for the future. I think you have to pay attention. You know, the talent criteria may be different. You need to select people that, you know, has that integrity, be more, you know, independence, be more self-motivated because they're not under supervision, they're on their own. So you're going to learn about the selection criteria, what question to ask that you can implement actually the next day. You're going to learn about how are you going to coach people. You know, we also provide a template and questions that you're going to do coaching when you go back. You can learn about how do you set up a recognition system. You know, one class that we did, the whole team came, it was 30 of them. They actually implemented what they call, every person wrote down what they call the individual recognition menu, so that if you want to recognize someone, these are the things that I want you to do to me. So they immediately implementing that. So there's many things that you can implement immediately.
Thank you, Dion. And question by Muhammad for Joanna. So how can you, I mean, I have a lot of data everywhere, it may be disorganized. How can you ensure that the data I hand over to you can be used effectively to meet my goals?
Thanks for the question. Yeah, so first of all, we'll do the consulting call with you to find out where your data is, what's your data flow, to map out your data, where your data is from, and to see how we can help you to reorganize it. And then using this, we'll then build up a framework with all the different goals that you have for your dashboard. So it will be a seamless kind of arrangement for you. So don't worry about your data being all over the place, because I think that's quite a normal thing, and we are here to help you. Yeah, so you just need to share with us what are some of your challenges, how is it being collected now, is the data messy, what's messy, where are the gaps, and we will try to streamline everything for you. Thanks.
Okay, so a question back to Santosh. What kind of insights can I derive from your tool to help drive the outcomes of my business?
Yep. Thank you so much, Sharon. So the first is a quick lay of the land of what are your top 3 consensus statements or common ground statements, and then what are your top 3 divisive statements, the statements that people are most divided on, and then what are the statements that people are most uncertain about. That is a very quick lay of the land of what your audience is thinking and feeling. Secondly, what we offer are opinion groups clustering. So your audience or your participants or your employees or your stakeholders are clustered into different opinion groups where people who vote very similarly are clustered in the same opinion group. So you can identify personas or employee personas or archetypes that can help you better engage them at future virtual town hall meetings or focus group discussions. So that is the second thing. These personas are very effective because you have an idea of maybe this segment of the employee landscape that is more optimistic about stay at home, and a bigger majority that's more pessimistic. So it gives you the data distribution and the clustering of how your employees are thinking and feeling. Third, and most importantly, it is a decision-making tool. You can see from a very quick helicopter view how your statements are organized and bucketed according to different decision-making buckets. And then your resources, which is your amount of money, your time and energy, can be best and optimally allocated across all 5 buckets. And you can monitor how these issues are evolving and be accountable to your employees, because a lot of employees are telling your leaders, hey leader, you have been organizing town hall sessions and employee climate surveys for the past 5 years. Why aren't these issues moving? But with this decision matrix, you can now build in a model of accountability where you can tell your employees, hey, actually over the course of the past 5 years, these few issues have actually progressed and they have now entered the consensus bucket. So this improves bi-directional communication between employees and leaders and employees. So these are the kind of insights you can distill from the Opie product. Thank you, Sharon, for the wonderful question. I think you're on mute, sure.
Apologize.
Sorry, you're on mute again, Sharon, sorry.
Yeah, this is the last question I'm going to take from for Dion from Jitra. So who should attend Demonetised Module? Should I send a finance person, or for branding and digital module, is it only for marketing? Or yeah, I mean, any suggestions from Dion? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon. Thank you for the question. So it's interesting, you know, we had a business owner, they said, oh, I'm going to send my finance person to monetize, but actually the monetize or digital branding is for business owner, because it's not particularly monetize is not a module that teaching you accounting. It's actually about, you know, how can you ask questions to your finance person, you know, after learning from the class. So you know, it's really about financial management. So I would really encourage business leader to, even though they're not specialized in marketing or finance, and they should come through with all of these modules so that they can know what questions, because at the end of the day, I would go back to my slide is change start from you as a business leader. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. It was really it's a very insightful session that I have today from learning from Opie. Certainly, I'll get my HR to contact you to use that tool. And from Joanna, I think just now in Ken's session, Ivan was also mentioning, like, should a company with only 50 customers go into data analytics? Of course, in our audience, there are definitely some companies out here with lots of data, and I think Joanna can really come in to help. And for Dion, yes, Climb will be very interesting, even for me personally as a business leader. So we'll certainly be looking forward to coming to your classes. So now back to you, Chun Leong. If there's any other questions, I think the team here will still stay around for another 5-10 minutes. But meanwhile, I will let Chun Leong close the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Dear audience, thank you for participating in today's webinar. Please check out SGTech website and isolation.sg for more details and updates. We'll stay online for a while more. If you have more questions, our panelists will answer them in the Q&A module. In conclusion, dear audience, dear SGTech community members, take care and stay safe.